Is there a cycling sports game? There's a lot, which is crazy. I didn't know this. For someone who cycles, I know nothing about. I'm just gonna be that guy, okay? I'm not gonna. Everybody likes what they like. I'm not hating, but the fact that people will sit down and watch the Tour de France is fucking hilarious to me because like it's like auto racing, but 200 times longer. Like I always thought F1 was kind of boring until I watched Drive to Survive, and I was like, oh, there's storylines here. But even then, F1 is only like 2 hours long. Even if you watch the practices and the qualifyings, that's like 6 hours over the course of a weekend. This is a lot, but it's not that much. But Tour de France is like, it's like 5 weeks long or something like that. You know what's also crazy? I didn't know this until recently. Sorry to not be golfing, but did you know that they don't just race, okay? There's like team tactics for racing. They don't just go all out, right? There's different courses with different stages with different elevations and different blah, blah, blah. But there's also different roles. Like you could be in the Tour de France and your coach can be like, you're not even going to try to win. Your job is for 9 hours today. You're going to ride in front of a rider who's 1% better than you on our team and just eat the fucking wind all day. And then in the last 20 minutes, the dude behind you is going to have so much energy that we're just going to let him go goblin mode and win the stage. That's crazy. You can literally be a sub in cycling, which I think is cool personally. Try not to read too much into it. That's me. I'm reading too much into it. I'm just saying, like, isn't it easier to be the best cyclists in that case? I get that there's competition, so like all the other teams are doing the same thing. But like, isn't it harder to be the support because you're eating the wind all day, and then for the last 20 minutes, the other dude is just going DK mode? That's the reason why they're the support. But like, if you're the support and you're better than the leader, shouldn't your ass win the Tour de France? The support is not better. I know a guy who has never seen the sport. Why don't they do it like this? I understand, but like it sort of doesn't make sense to me. Is it not so it's the best tactic to have the second best guy in the world blocking the wind for the best guy in the world. And then at the end, that dude just, even if he finishes the stage in like 70th place, it doesn't matter at all as long as the leader wins. It just seems like whenever the leader calls Roche, everybody has to gather at the Roche pit and cycle as hard as they can. I don't know, it just seems like to me, I'm just confused because I am ignorant, I guess is the easiest way to describe it. But like isn't it better to have the best person eat the wind? I guess not. But there's different, it's like, ice hockey on the NES, where there's like small guy, medium guy, and big guy. They have that in cycling too. Like some of the best cyclists in the world are like 6'2", 170. And then you look at like who their domestique is, and they're like 6'2", 127 or something like that. And you're like, holy cow. That's small guy, big guy. I understand ice hockey meta. The big guys are hang on, let me think about it. The small guys are the climbers, and the big guys are the power. They're like the sprinters. Is that not correct? Correct, okay. Small guys climb, big guys sprint. Which one are you, a climber or a sprinter? I'll be honest with you. I know talking about the Peloton is self-serving. I've always thought of myself as a climber, but I actually think I may have turned myself into a sprinter by losing weight. It used to be that my highest output in a ride, for sure, was cranking the resistance high and then going like 60 to 70 cadence. Now my highest output is typically 100 to 120 cadence at like a medium resistance. What's your max 5-second power? I've never done a test, but I would say it wouldn't surprise me if I could put out I mean, I don't want to come up with something ridiculous. For 5 seconds, I think I could do 450 plus. It could be 500, it could be 470, it could be 450.9. I definitely, I mean, there have been rides on the Peloton where because it shows you your max output, like your highest power at any point on the ride. I've top ticked like 600, 650, but that might literally be for like a fraction of a second, and who knows how well calibrated the bike is. But but the lady who hit 2,500 yesterday must have been cheating. Listen, you don't understand. If that lady averaged 1,500 watts for 30 minutes, she shouldn't be in the Tour de France even. She should be like in a scientific laboratory having her musculature studied by scientists to like for gene therapy for the entire human race. If she wanted to, and she should be fairly compensated, okay?